We're live. That's exciting. Let's wait a minute for folks to join so we can talk about the Author Tech Summit. Okay, we are on all the channels. Okay, hello, everybody. I'm Chelle Honiker. I am the publisher and co-founder of Indie Author Magazine and the co-founder of the Author Tech Summit. So welcome to today's quick session on what you can expect from the Author Tech Summit. It's brand new. It's brought to you by Indie Author Magazine. And off camera, I have Amy Hollinger with me today. She's the Director of Operations for Author Tech Summit. Hi, Amy. I can hear you. Yeah, I just wanted you to say hi. It's no big deal. So today we're going to talk about the Author Tech Summit. We're going to talk about what the Tech Summit is, how the Tech Summit came to be, what you can expect, and also what you can expect in the future, because what we've really discovered is that the Author Tech Summit has a very special position and place within the myriad conferences that you will find for authors. There's a lot of great conferences out there. There's 20 books, obviously, 20 books to 50K happening in Vegas, the live event. You should go to that. Obviously, that is the genesis of a lot of where we, the founders and participants of Indie Author Magazine, the writers of Indie Author Magazine, it's where Alice Briggs, the co-founder and creative director, and I met. We met in Edinburgh, Scotland at a 20 books event. So we have 20 books to thank for a lot of how we got started. What we found as we developed the magazine, which launched in May of 2021, was that the most exciting and the most requested articles were about technology, the mystery around technology, and the conferences that are out there, the Writing Gals and NINC and the others. Those are fantastic for networking, and nothing beats in-person events, but it's very hard to have technology demonstrations at in-person conferences, because when someone's showing you something on the screen, you don't have your computer in front of you. You can't follow along. You can't sort of think about what's being presented to you and then turn around and use it in your own day-to-day. So drawing on our background as technologists and former directors of technology and training, we thought, you know what, this is a perfect complement to the Self-Publishing Show Live, to all of the different conferences that are out there that we love and attend and go to, and you should too. This kind of fits in a really special place. And so what we've done is we've gone to some of the technology companies and we've asked them to show us under the hood, behind the scenes of how that technology works. And we've got a full complement of companies that are doing that. In addition to that, we have enlisted indie authors to show you under the hood, around the scene, so to speak, of different technology companies. What we did was we broke them up into, and I've got a PowerPoint. I always have a PowerPoint. We have broken them up into 4 days of technology sessions in 5 tracks. And the 5 tracks are story development, content creation, newsletter management, social media, and reader engagement. And the way that it works is each day we will open up the sessions. And for those that attend, it's a free event. You're welcome to join and register and get a ticket for free. For those 24 hours, those sessions are live and you can watch them in any order, and you can watch them as much as you want in that first 24 hours. After that, they go into the vault, and then we open up the second day. And then the second day's sessions are open and you can watch all of those for free. And then the third and then the fourth day. So September 13th is when it kicks off. September 16th is when it ends. And those are the 5 tracks over the 4 days. So let's talk a little bit about what's in those sessions. As I mentioned, we have our story development track, and that is WorldAnvil, which I have to kind of stop for a second. I met Janet, the founder of WorldAnvil, just a few weeks ago, and she told me the coolest story about how WorldAnvil was developed by her husband as a gift to her. It was a present to her because she was struggling to finish her project. And so her husband just like built this technology for her. It's such a cool story. And it's such a cool story. We're going to tell it in Indie Author Magazine as a feature article in the future. We want to get it in there as fast as we can. I think it's an adorable story, but it's also sort of the power of how technology solves problems. And I think there's a broader conversation that happens from that. It's really, really fascinating. So WorldAnvil is going to show you how authors can use their product to develop not just rich worlds and maps, but actually write stories in their product and collaborate with other folks and have a full rich experience of novel writing from start to finish. I think it's pretty impressive, and I don't think a lot of novel writers or fiction writers think of it in that way. They think of it more as maybe lit RPG or gaming or building worlds or creating campaigns that way, but it has this whole fascinating facet to it that I think people will really be interested in learning about. Then we've, of course, got Reedsy, and Reedsy's book editor is, I think it's one of the hidden secrets of Reedsy. You know, Reedsy has its entire plethora of products and services, but their book editor is really sophisticated, and you can write and you can collaborate with your editor and you can do comments. It's kind of like Google Docs on steroids, but then when you're finished, you can actually publish it. You can actually go ahead and create EPUBs and Mobis if you need a Mobi, and also PDFs for print. It's very powerful and it works right out of the box. We've used it for a couple of issues of the magazine and it worked brilliantly for us. And then we've got Plottr, and Plottr is going to show you all around their new features and their upgraded features. They're going to give us tips and tricks and hints and ways that it can be used that a lot of people might not think about. So we're really excited to have those three in our story development world. The next chunk, the next track, so to speak, is actually the biggest. It's actually the biggest track. And this is content creation for authors. When you think of content creation, you oftentimes hear that you have to, create all of this stuff, and you hear it in conjunction with marketing quite a bit, that you have to create all this content and you can become a content creator or you can become an influencer. What we've done is we've distilled it down into time-saving tricks that authors can use to save that time that precious time that they need for words. And so what we did was we kind of focused on how you can create one piece of content or two pieces of content and then syndicate it or get it out in different places with just a little bit of setup on the front end. So we've got one session called Blog Once, Update Everywhere, which lets you blog in WordPress or Squarespace or Wix or Medium or wherever you do it, and then syndicate it out into several different places. You can put it on your social media. You can put it on your Goodreads profile. You can put it on your Squarespace profile. You can put it on your Amazon author page. You can put it on your Goodreads. I think I might have said those a few times, but the point is you can do it once and leverage technology to get it out in multiple places. So it's just a really great way that you can save time and use and leverage technology and use technology. We're also going to hit on some things that you might have thought of, or you might have thought that they were too complicated or too expensive or too frustrating. And we're going to break it down into a couple of digestible ways that you can use Amazon Polly, Amazon Translate, and Canva to create AI narrated marketing videos in multiple language. So Amazon Polly is a text-to-speech app. It's very simple to use, but it would let you do dual point of view TikTok videos or Reels or any of the other short form videos, YouTube Shorts. You can use that to expand the power of your marketing into ways that you might not have thought of. We're all kind of concerned about Facebook and we're all concerned about Instagram, but these are ways that you can use non-traditional shorts or Reels to extend that. And you can do it in multiple languages. So you're not just strictly focused on the English language market. You're focused on, what can be done in other marketplaces. We're going to talk about, as I mentioned, the update your Amazon author page and your Goodreads profile. A lot of people equate this with maybe blogging on WordPress, but if you're on Squarespace or if you're on Wix, we'll show you how you can use the same powerful tools that you have in WordPress to do it in those mediums. And then you can also use a medium.com, which is a paid blogging service, or even Substack, right? This technology will let you do it on those mediums as well. We also have a session on using anchor.fm to create a serial fiction podcast. So a lot of conversations are happening around the world of what's called transmedia. And we have an article coming tomorrow in September's issue on transmedia. But transmedia is really the power of extending the way that your stories are told. So you have your core work, your core book, or your lit RPG, or your, whatever you're writing. How do you transform that and find other readers in different mediums? Serial fiction is a great way to do it. So if you're using Kindle Vella, for example, you could create an anchor.fm serial fiction podcast, and you can have it sponsored and you can make a little money. We're going to walk you through the step-by-step of how to do that. We're also going to talk about, and this is something that authors in particular don't pay close enough attention to, Google, and how you can use the power of Google rich snippets for free premium listings, so that when your name comes up, you have an entire profile on the right-hand side of Google's search results. So people can see your author bio, your author photo, the books that you have for sale, and library connections. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing that. You just set up your website properly, but then you can set up Google rich snippets so that Google absolutely gives you the love that you deserve as an author. We're also going to talk to Jim Wilborn, who is a professional audiobook editor. He is one of the smartest people I've ever known. And he's going to go through the technical setup if you want to record your own audiobook. So we really have a whole plethora of ways that are kind of thinking outside the box and thinking in the future of what you can do to extend, make money, and leverage technology in our content creation for authors track. The next track we have is newsletters. And of course, newsletters are kind of the steady Eddie, if you will, of connecting with your readers. It's a way for you to own that conversation with your readers. And many authors are concerned about how often they should send their newsletter and what they should put in their newsletter. So the Tech Summit doesn't necessarily focus on strategy. We leave that to experts like Tammy Labreck at the Newsletter Ninja. We leave that, to the really smart folks that understand the rationale and the how to or why to do that and what to send. We're going to show you the how to, the technology behind it. So we're going to show you how to set up your newsletter to automatically send content. And we're going to show you the back end of Mailpoet, Mailerlite, Mailchimp, Sendfox, and SendInBlue, which are kind of the big five, right? There's others, but these are the ones that really are author friendly in the sense that their price point is probably pretty well within all of our reach if we're just getting started. It has kind of the same format, mostly the same functionality, but we're going to do a behind the scenes tour and just a quick overview of each of them. We'll talk a little bit about what the differences are between them, right? So Mailpoet is hosted on your own WordPress site. You need WordPress. Mailerlite has new features. Mailchimp is really trying to chase bigger fish. They're trying to become like an active campaign. Sendfox is just a straight shot out of the box. Here's what it does. It's kind of binary. It does this or this and not much else. And then of course, SendInBlue, which sometimes you need a degree in quantum physics to figure out, but it is incredibly powerful. And the price is actually pretty good too, because they don't charge you per subscriber. They charge you for the emails that you send. So there's a lot of differences between those. We'll talk about that and let you make a decision as to which one works. We'll let you work with different specialists on, what to send and what to write, because those people have that. We're just going to cover the tech. The last thing we're going to cover in newsletters is actually something I'm kind of excited about, and it's how to be your own email service provider. So you can actually not pay any of those folks above. You can actually set up your own email service, and you could set up your email service so that you can host and send emails from multiple pen names. You can share emails between those lists. You have the same powerful features as the 5 that are listed above there, but you can do it yourself on your own hosting and on your own service. So it is a little bit technical, but for those of you that aren't afraid of tech, or you have somebody that handles your tech for you, this is a really viable, cool session that lets you think, how do I own my own technology? This is how you own your own technology. So you won't have to be, beholden if one of those decides to change the price, or God forbid goes out of business, or, disruptions are everywhere. If you don't own your own technology, you're always at the whim of somebody else if they decide to change everything all at once. So that's our newsletter section. We also have a track for social media. And for social media, we're all about optimizing your time. How do you schedule your posts across multiple channels without losing your mind, right? Alice Briggs is going to do that session. She created our Indie Author Magazine publishing schedule, and it is incredibly efficient. We set our social up once a month and kind of set it and forget it. We also do more with less. We batch our social media in just 4 hours. So she's got a spreadsheet that kind of gives you some strategies and tips for that. One is called Social Media Magic, and one is called Social Media Wizardry, which I don't know what the difference is, but they're both really great sessions. We're also going to do a session on Zapier. Or Zapier. I never know how to pronounce that. But basically, we're going to show you how to zap your social media content to other channels. So if you post something on Twitter, you can extract certain things from Twitter and post it on Facebook. It's not a great idea from a strategy perspective to post the same thing across all those channels, but we can show you technically how to do that. And we're going to show you under the hood of our sister site, which is called indieauthortools.com. And indieauthortools.com, just a quick side note, we created that as a love letter to the industry. It is a collection of tools, downloads, podcasts, websites, playlists, apps, books, anything that you can think of that helps authors do business better. We started a spreadsheet. There were 14 of us that originally started this project. We started a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet just got insanely big and unwieldy. So we said, hey, let's put on a show in Old Man Miller's barn and build a website. And that's what we did. We built indieauthortools.com. And Patricia, I can't think of Pat's last name. Pat actually manages, Pat at indieauthortools.com manages that process brilliantly. And so we put in 5 tools every week, and we send out an email every week with the 5 hottest tools, books, podcasts, courses, whatever it is. Those go out every Friday. And we use Zapier to zap things from one place to another. So Pat just loads a tool, and then it automatically goes out to our social channels as an instant drop. We also are going to talk about deeper dives into Hootsuite apps. Hootsuite was kind of the gold standard for social media posting for a long time. It can be a little bit expensive. There are some free tools, but Hootsuite has these cool little apps. So you can embed something like Canva to build things in Hootsuite, or you can gather content from other content providers. If you're not sure what to write or what to showcase, you can subscribe to things that are like good news, and then you can resend those out to your folks, and you can do that with Hootsuite apps. And then finally, we're going to set up PromoRepublic. PromoRepublic is one of those that has evolved quite a bit. We started using it 3 years ago, and over that time, it has been the most invaluable Swiss Army knife in our entire toolbox. It will set up social, and it will set up all of your social, but what it does is it analyzes when you should post, and it creates a time block. And then when you create social, you just click it, and it puts it into a queue and sends it out when it's supposed to send it out. So it's kind of the coolest little tool that we use. And we're kind of excited to show you under the hood of how it works, because we think authors could leverage it, again, pretty well. Our last track is reader engagement, and we have Oriana Leckert from Kickstarter that's going to come and talk specifically about Kickstarter and how it works. We are also really excited to talk to some folks that are using Kickstarter. In our September issue of Indie Author Magazine, we have on our cover Monica Leonel, and she and her business partner Russell Nolte are like the Kickstarter gurus of all time. And so we've got articles in the magazine for that. We're going to see if we can't bring them in and just chat anecdotally about how Kickstarter works. But we have Oriana that's going to tell us from the company itself how authors can leverage Kickstarter. So those are our tracks, and we're really excited to bring this to you. So this is our first one. We chose sessions that we felt would be the most impactful and the most timely. Our plan is to have these once a quarter if we can, and to get other technology companies involved, and to have more folks that come and share under the hood. So it's very more specific than just seeing a product tour on their website or going through their features list on their website. We really want to bring them in and ask questions and dig under the hood of how these products work specifically for indie authors. That's our whole vision, is to be sure that it's applicable and it's timely and it's helpful to indie authors, right? There's a whole different way that we do things than any other business and any other industry. So that is our vision, and we hope to have it. You know, technology changes quite rapidly. We'd like to stay on top of that and change too. So that is the Author Tech Summit. Again, each day you'll receive a link with the sessions open for 24 hours. You need to sign up at authortechsummit.com. You can watch the sessions free during those 24 hours. So day one, the sessions for day one will be open for 24 hours. We have global viewers and global folks from all over the world. So we didn't want to limit it to like, you have to be there at 11 a.m. Central. That didn't work. You can watch it the entire 24 hours that it's open. So no matter whether you're in Kuwait or whether you're in Australia or whether you're in California or whether you're sitting in the great state of Texas like I am, you'll be able to watch it for those full 24 hours. After that, it goes into the vault. And then the next day, we open up the next sessions and the next sessions and the next sessions over those 4 days. So please be sure and sign up, get registered. If you miss a session, you're going to be out of town, you're not going to be able to see the one that you want on that particular day, you can get access for an entire year for just $97. And we didn't do lifetime access because technology changes and it goes stale. So we did 1 year for access for those sessions. You can get all of them. Inside each of the sessions, there's also a chat thread, a discussion board. So you can ask questions during the session. You can ask questions anytime, and somebody will be there to monitor that chat and to answer the question or point you in the right direction or share an article that we've written about in Indie Author Magazine to help you, get you sorted and get you on your way. We have 250 plus now articles in the Author Magazine since we launched in May of 2021. So chances are we've covered at least a portion of what any question might come up in terms of technology. So I would love to see everybody at the Author Tech Summit. Please let us know if you have a session that you would like us to focus on, and please let us know if you have any questions. We have a contact form on our site. We have chat on our site, so feel free to say hello and let us know how we can make it better for you. That's our vision. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for coming. We're excited to see you. Very excited to see everybody. And it starts in just 12 days, which is mind-boggling to me because we've been planning this since last November. So very exciting. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. Have a great day, everybody.